Yep. Okay. The farmers. Pretty typical farmer's carry. You have to make the turn around. We're gonna have probably, since we have kegs and sandbags, your spot that you're gonna turn around is either gonna be a keg or a sandbag. I mean, it's gonna be pretty clear what you need to make your turn. You have to make the turn around the sandbag or the keg that's there. We're not setting it down, turning around inside, repicking and carrying back. The total length is 100 feet, so 50 feet down, make the turn, 50 feet back. You are allowed 2 drops. So that means if you drop it a third time, you are done. We are going to take a measurement of your distance. And to be clear, the distance we're doing is front of the line to the front of the farmers. So that also means it's just the front of the farmers that has to cross the finish line to be completed. You have 60 seconds. If you're running with your farmers fast and you drop them and they slide over the finish line, you're going to get a 2-second slide penalty. And if you hit the object that you're turning around, not only is it going to slow you down, but you're also going to get a 2-second slide penalty.
If like it taps us?
Yeah, if you run into that thing,
yep.
we're gonna count time because.
So make sure you take your turn nice and wide. Don't try to cut it short.
We're gonna have big lanes, so you're gonna have room to make a wide turn if you choose. Again, chalk only. I would suggest liquid chalk. I feel it grips better for me, but that's just me. You gotta wear shoes. So.
And just so everybody knows, the handles are painted.
They are painted.
Make sure you work your grip.
Yep. Make that grip strength. So.
I have one question. So, is there gonna be, you have to turn, everybody's turning this way? Can you turn to the left?
We're gonna have wide enough lanes where you're gonna be allowed to turn whatever direction that you want.
Yep.
I turned left better than I turned right before, that's what I would do. So practice which direction you want to turn. I'm not going to dictate which way that is. And you can adjust, once when we set the farmers, you can adjust them however you want. If you want them shifted over to the left, well, you got to shift them over to the left yourself before you start. Again, we're going to try to run through this fast, so don't be dinking around all day making sure they're perfect, taking out a ruler to measure everything. Just get them set up and go. By that time, you should know how you want them set up, and it should just be a quick adjustment, and you're ready to go. Good. Let's see a good one.
You want to do like commands or anything?
Yeah. So this is exactly how it's going to go. Athlete ready? Take your grip. Go. That is a good run. Now let's see.
I don't know how to do that one. Well, I still practice. Two seconds.
That was fine. But if you do it across the finish line,
the drop and
that was fine.
The drop and drag.
Yeah, nobody's gonna drop and slide.
Well, that's 2 seconds slide penalty, right?
Yeah, right. Technically.
So that would have been a 4-second penalty.
Yep.
Yeah. Now,
and if you drop it, you legit drop it and it slides 6-12 inches, then you're not gonna get a penalty. But if you do what I did, you kind of push it along.
Yeah. Some people might be asking what happens if you drop it through the turn. That's fine.
Pick it up and
pick it up and continue on. That counts as one of your drops.
So you can't do so this is what you couldn't do, right?
Well, he doesn't listen to the rules.
No. Did you catch that?
Yes.
You got that?
We got that.
That's a no.
It's a big no.
What about this?
Yeah?
That's okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
okay.
Okay.
That would be done right there.
So then we would measure front, and then the rest of your distance.
Yep.
Just there, we're asking for a lot more clarification. Again, we had I think a connection issue here. They want to know what exactly is drop penalty, or in terms of is there any? Again, I know we kind of already covered.
Drop or slide?
Drop, just pure drop.
If you drop it, you don't get a penalty. You just drop it, you pick it back up.
But you only get 2 drops.
You only get 2 drops. So if you drop it 3 times, you're done and we're taking a measurement.
Perfect. And then so that I guess that's what they were looking at. Only if it's slide you get the time penalty, but
Correct.
the drop in place or the drop and natural momentum slide does
Right.
not get an actual time penalty.
And the judges, the judges are good enough. They're going to make the decision whether it's a slide penalty or
Just-
accidentally.
Just train to not drop it. Yeah, probably.
Perfect. This
And,
goes
and they are
on-
those handles are slippery, so train your grip.
Yep.
They're you touched on this again, but they will have a chance to pick the farmers up beforehand.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Yep, warm ups.
Yep.
Yep. We'll have warm-ups. We'll have most of you that have been to Nationals, before we start an event, you'll be able to warm up in the lanes. We'll also have a limited number of extras back for the people who go later on to still continue to maybe get a couple of reps in. I will have an extra set of farmers in the back while other people are going. Again, if you're one of the last to go in your lane, we'll have that stuff available for you guys to do, so that'll be fine.
Tim, do you by chance know the handle height?
It's about 17.
17 it looks like.
17 or 19, I thought.
It's not 19, because 19 on me would be up here.
Yep. So just for everybody, it's a question I would ask when I train for competitions is handle height. So it is a higher pick, but it is painted handles, so that's.
You know what I'll do is once I get back home, I'll put a tape measure on it and take a close up so you can actually see the measurement to the height, and then if you want, I'll also do like the length,
Diameter maybe,
of the
handle
farm,
diameter.
handle diameter. I can post pictures of all that on the Facebook event page, so you can.
It's a good tool. When I train for comps, I try to train it as close as I possibly can. So just good information for
Those would be
everybody.
strength shop handles.
Yep.
That's what those brands are.
Those are the Strength Shop Riot Farmers handles, but they're the only place you'll be able to buy them from is from me, because they made a limited number. They made 100 sets, and they sold them all
To him.
to me. So I have 100. Just kidding. But I do have I think 4 of them are already sold. So if you want a set of those, you should let me know. And
They're well built.
they're well built. They're 106. They're 65 pounds a piece. I know that some people had some concerns about these bolts sticking out and people rubbing into them, but we used them in a contest here locally. We had all different shapes and sizes used them, and nobody had made any contact or complained about any contact with these bolts.
17 and a half is the height, guys.
So you don't have to worry about that. It should be a problem.
They're safe for your feet too. You're not gonna smash any toes.
Yep.
Yeah. So, any more questions?
The time stop in the front. Front of the implement passes the line. Fair enough.
Front of the implement passes the line. Done. All measuring is to the front of the implement.
And athletes will of course have a chance to at least somewhat set their pick distance and everything like that before the event starts. However,
Yep,
it's within reason.
Yep. The spotter will come. They'll put them on the line. They'll line them up. You stand inside. If you want them closer, you'll be able to pull them in. Just again, don't take all day long to do it.
Yeah, I've been asked to type some of these answers in chat, so sorry if I
Yeah,
missed
no, you're
what
fine.
you're saying. I'm trying to type and listen to you at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, and that was 17.5 inch handle height, bare painted, unknurled handles.
Well, the powder coated.
Oh yeah, bare and painted probably don't go together.
Yeah.
Powder coated handles, no knurl.
No knurl.
Just put painted handles.
Painted handles. Smells like a baby out there. Any other questions?
Nope, I think we're good on this one.
I don't, what is it? 100. Hi, whatever. Probably grab a heavy sandbag. That's a heavy sandbag.
Okay, you might want to clear that up.
Trying to get rid of an app to put down like how we were kind of talking last time.
Maybe he doesn't have it.
That's fine.
Okay. We could use this here.
Yeah, I was gonna, yeah. Or you could,
Just use
I
this
mean,
area.
Oh, and just run this way. Yeah.
That way the camera's right there.
Yep. We good? Okay. Keg sandbag. You will start with the keg. It's going to be a 50-foot course. They are both going to be on the same line. So carry the keg down, sprint back, carry the sandbag down. What we are going to have is stall mats at the start and at the finish. So it'll be pretty clear where we want you to set them. You set them on the stall mat. If you drop it and it rolls off, you have to bring it back to the mat for it to be a completed run. If it's somewhat hanging off the edge of the mat, that's not going to be a big deal, just as long as most of it is clearly on the mat.
Are you going to care about positioning of the objects? Does the keg need to be standing upright? Does the sandbag need to be standing upright?
I'm not going to care on the positioning of those. You cannot start with the keg on top of the sandbag. I'm not going to allow that. But you can, and you are going to be able to start with your hands on the keg.
So it'd be
like this, not turn to the side with your hand already down below. And the keg, like the sandbag, can be upright, or before you go, if you want to kick it down so it's laying on its side, that's fine. 60-second time limit. We will be taking measurements.
If you're carrying one, and like the keg especially, if you drop it and it rolls,
If you drop it and it rolls, the judge is going to spot the point that you dropped it, and he's going to point it out to you. You have to bring it back to that spot to continue your run. No shouldering, keg or the sandbag. It has to be carried to the front of your body. Yeah, that's it there. Chalk only. Again, grip shirts are allowed on this.
Did you say you don't mind, like, so when they put it down at this end, you don't mind how it ends up lying? You don't care if the keg's on the side?
I want the keg standing up.
Okay, I thought that was what you asked, right?
Just because with the keg, if it's on its side, it ends up rolling
Rolling
off.
off, well then what? Yeah.
You're screwed because you have to put it. If it rolls off the mat, like Tim said, if it's just a little bit off, that's fine. But if it rolls off,
The keg should stand up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
so
it's
but
pretty
you don't give a
easy.
shit about this.
It's
Like this
pretty
could be
easy.
on its side or whatever.
I don't care how you go.
yeah.
Okay.
And then it's pretty easy when you're carrying a keg to set it on.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
It's
we're
not like
making-
it's to a platform.
No.
It's just on the ground.
It's just on the ground, so if you drop it and it's laying on its side, just flip it up,
Yeah.
and you're done.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which side you flip it up. If the top is down, that's fine. It's not a big deal. So
Do you want to do it?
Let's do a run. I'll give you the commands.
Should I? I'll turn this way so I can see.
Can you see him?
Yep.
After you're ready, set, go.
That's loud, right?
That's allowed.
So if you wanna,
If you want to chuck it, but you better be sure it hits that mat. Because if it's if it lands and it's half off, you're gonna have to roll it onto the mat again.
So, couple ones. We have cake must go first.
Cake must go first.
Okay, cake first, then sandbag. One will ask, and this might be more of a question than maybe before. Can you show the server sandbags that will be used? I bought the 100 kilo bag, and it has quite different dimensions, very short and compact, than a traditional sandbag like that.
Well, we're using the Cerberus one.
Yeah, we're using the Cerberus sandbags.
Yeah.
So if you bought a Cerberus, that's what we're
That's
using.
what we're using. So,
And we're using whatever size is
The weight.
is close to the weight listed. So
And now, again, I know we touched on this for the pressing events, but grip shirts allowed on this event.
a grip shirt, the Nationals grip shirt, I'm
The
assuming is
Nationals-
allowed in every.
the National Scripture is
Any
allowed throughout
event.
the day. It's got the grip on the front. It's got all of our sponsors on the back. You can wear that the whole day.
And just to reiterate, if you are going to wear something, anything other than Venator, it must be underneath the competition shirt.
Must be underneath the competition shirt. That includes the regular Venator grip shirt that has their regular design on it. That is not going to be allowed to be worn exposed. You need the Nationals grip shirt to be exposed. Venator makes a great grip shirt, and I love it, but if you're going to wear that regular grip shirt, you have to wear the contest t-shirt.
aren't the Nationals ones $30?
Yes.
And again, same as the pressing, no buildup of belts.
Yep, same thing here. No build up, don't build a big shelf for your belt to carry the stuff.
Chalk only. I think you went over that.
No more questions? I think that's a pretty easy one. It's pretty
Yep.
self-explanatory.
Front carry it, put it on the mat.
Yeah.
Keg first, stand it up.
The keg, is the duck walk allowed with the keg? So when we say
Yeah.
you can grab by the handles and kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna take you a long time to get down that thing, but
You'll be trashed by the
you'll be.
time you
Yeah. I mean, you can.
You'll be regretting it when coming back.
That's awful.
You can duck walk the sandbag too if you can figure that out. Good.
I think so.
All right. We're gonna take a break and get our stone carrying load set up, and then open it up to any extra questions at the end, and then we'll be wrapping it up. And this will be available to see after the fact also.
Yep, we'll get it all pieced out together and then I can put it up, or just put it up on that's a little bit more accessible.
Sure. Sounds good.
Yeah, so there's the yoke back there.
Yep. Yeah, because I gotta just go. Since you were there.
I feel like that thing will tip over on somebody.
Right, me and Kimberly could do side by side. Like me and Kimberly.
He's totally doing that when you go.
Oh,
Mate.
me and Kimberly would work that out.
Don't smash your toes. Do a 500 kilo yoke together. That'd be pretty cool.
We could try.
No. No. Not trying.
Jesus Christ.
that'd be fun. My big stone's on my yoke, because the rogue yoke, if I put plates on the backside, I can't fit my feet without the plates in it. And I'm always worried about a stone missing and catching a plate or something like that.
So let's just put a couple of places.
Is this the one that are you using this? No, for at comp. Okay. Because you could probably just, like with this big one, get like a stack of 25s.
Does it matter if the these or GK?
Can we scoop that thing up maybe just a touch so I can get more of a side profile?
Only one.
That right there's probably good, just so we can see like if you grab the bar or anything like that.
No, I think just the back.
Which stone should we roll off?
We'll have 40
Those guys?
Yeah.
Not that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think somebody, he's gonna try to,
Yeah, we can just go like, or what we can do is, if we want, we can set up the 3 stones so they can see what it looks like, and then we'll just move those smaller around.
right, yeah.
Medical, you got that tape measure?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So 5, you need to put stone, 5 feet. And 5 feet.
Betty.
I got it marked up. So I'm assuming you're gonna kind of do like, so they're not.
Yeah, staggered.
Right.
Staggered. Yes, so this one you was running into.
So I think what we'll probably do is like one to the side left, one to the left, next one to the right, and the first one will sit right in that center.
Yep. Set them up already. Yeah, already think about that way we can just, don't know exactly how.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Except you get someone running into us.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to, those will be on the outside edge of the mat.
So you're gonna have mats underneath each thing.
Just want to put that mat on top of this. Fucking get stuck in.
Or bounce out. Okay. Stone carry and load. Basically, we're going to have mats again for your course. So it'll be pretty clear where we want you. Stones will be set up like this. Your first stone will be set up in the middle. Your second stone will be offset. Your third stone will be offset, so you don't have to try to navigate around the stones. Hopefully you can just do a straight run to the bar. The bar is going to be set up on yokes like this at the height that's explained on the weight chart. So these are going to be marked out at 5, 10, and 15 feet. You will pick the stone, carry, load it over the bar. Chalk and tacky are allowed. You cannot physically touch this. So what we mean is a lot of people like the trick of getting the stone here and grabbing onto the yoke and pulling themselves into it. I've seen some people try to step on this part of the yoke to help load. None of that is allowed. The stone can hit the bar as you raise it over, but you cannot physically touch this yoke to assist in getting the stone over.
But the stone can touch the yoke.
Yeah, the stone can touch the yoke. Yeah, no shouldering the stone. Again, it's got to be in a front carry position.
No building up the belts, same rule.
No forward, no building up the belts, no stone straps.
People have these straps that are like a figure eight, right? They go around the bottom of the stone. They lift it.
I've never seen that.
Dude, they're a thing.
You'll be kicked out if you try that.
No rolling the stone. If the stone rolls, if you drop the stone and it rolls again, the point where you dropped it will be spotted, and you'll have to bring it back to that spot before continuing. We are going to take split times for every load. So after each successful load, you'll get a split time. So if you're not able to complete all three, we will know what your first and second loads are for that. A big thing, we plan to have an area from, off to the side of all the lanes to each lane, covered in tarp, and an area to clean your tacky, and an area to apply your tacky. If you're found outside of those areas, you get a 0 for stones. We're not going to let you compete. If it's after your stones and you're outside of that area, again, you get a 0 for stones. Use the designated tacky area to clean off a majority of the tacky. Don't go into the bathroom with tacky all over your hands and clean it off into the sink. Otherwise, somebody's going to get charged to get a plumber out there and clean that stuff up. That's about it for stones. So, Adam's going to show you. We're just going to do the first stone. He's not going to go through the whole run, but it'll be the same.
How are you going to have them starting? Are we just hands off? What are you thinking?
Hands off. Yeah.
Hands off?
So you can be down, you can be really close in your position, but not physically touching the stone with your hands. We'll give you an opportunity to move the stone however you want, adjust them, whatever.
I'm assuming we're gonna have like little markers for the stones to reset.
Yep, we'll have the location of each stone marked off, so everybody's gonna start with the stone in the same spot. Yep, it'll be probably just a piece of tape. Before it's your turn, you will be able to walk and physically move, adjust, the position of the stone. And that's it. Yeah. So, athlete ready, take your position, go.
I'm not just showing you.
So,
and in order, you can't
in order,
load that one and then go to this one.
Furthest to nearest, in that order.
So, what about the case of dropping the stone? Did you talk to that?
If you drop it and roll it,
Yeah.
where you dropped it is going to be spotted, and they'll have to roll it back to that spot to continue.
Yeah, so if I was to be carrying this one and I drop it and it starts doing this,
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm
gonna
up
have
here.
to, roll it back to where you started.
Yep, I'll tell you right here. Now you bring it back to here.
Do you have your motor? So, any questions on stones?
Same deal.
Stone sleeves, assuming they're allowed.
Stone sleeves are allowed.
Tape.
I will caution you, everyone, don't put on too much tacky. You're not going to need a lot of tacky, especially the people that go later on in the day. You're going to need very little because these stones are going to have plenty on it. So use your tacky sparingly, otherwise they'll be a mess.
And they're all going to be new stones? And they're
No,
all gonna be,
not all of them are going to be new stones.
but they'll all be the same stone for every lane, so
Every-
you don't need to worry about different weights.
Right,
Like everybody's doing the same.
Every athlete for a specific class will be using the same stone. And actually they'll be using the same equipment all day long as everybody else in your class.
Same with the judge.
Same with the judge. Yep.
Are we going to have a lead? Is Dave going to have tacky?
Dave will have, Dave has told me that he will have elite tacky for sale at the contest
The best tacky.
Yeah.
if you forget yours or if you want to use the best tacky you can find. Elite Tag is not a sponsor, but it's the best. So.
And then if somebody, same deal, if someone pees doing these stones,
Yeah, you gotta clean it. Same.
Blood, pee, poop, whatever.
clean it up yourself.
Yeah.
Vomit.
Yeah, clean it up yourself.
Yeah, vomit.
Yeah.
Can your chest touch the bar as you come forward after the stone is
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're loading and you come in and you hit, that's fine. It's not. He's just saying you can't use the yoke to assist yourself to go over.
Yep.
So if you're, if I'm coming up and my arm hits it, like it's not assisting me. I touched it, but I'm not using it to pull it in.
Yeah, we're not.
Right. So when I had the stone, if I got to here and I hit here and it's stuck, and I take off and I go like this to push the stone over.
Are shirts required for the stones?
No, I'm not going to require shirts. But again, if you bleed on the stone, you got to clean it up.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're not cleaning your pubes off the goddamn
Your beard.
stone either, so you can clean that shit up.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have your hairy fucking chest
Manage-
and beard
manage
all over there.
Dave's beard.
No, clean that shit up.
Yeah.
You'll be picking-
Nobody wants to follow you and be looking at your beard or chest hair on the stone while they're carrying it or loading it.
I think that was pretty much it. I guess another more of hitting the crossbar over. Stone sleeve a lot.
Yes. So it's either a lot.
Stone sleeves, tape.
I want to see those. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys.
Oh, this is Danielle from Advanced Performance Therapies.
Yep.
What that's from?
She's gonna do the
This is our
massage.
sponsor. She's the massage
She's gonna be
therapist.
massaging you all.
So,
Jerry.
how close I need to see this? I just wanted to show a comparison real quick.
I would probably get a little bit closer to that one.
Okay, I wanted to show this comparison. Our newest sponsor that just came on board is Impact Mouth Guards, and this is a boil and bite. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this, just a different brand.
60S or whatever.
60, yep. And I mean, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just rather big. The Impact mouth guard is actually substantially smaller. It fits tighter. They build this to your actual mouth, so you get a mold in the mail, and you do an impression of your lower teeth. You send it to them, and they make this specifically. They cut any of the excess pieces off, and it's just a really good mouth guard. I'm really happy with mine, and that's why we asked them to come on board, because it's just a really good product. And I think it's maybe $10 more than the competitors' boil and bite. So if you're in the market for one, I suggest this. And these cases are antibacterial for your mouth guard.
Do you have any idea what the longevity of one of those is compared to the 60S?
They're telling me, Impact is telling me they're going to last at least a year.
A year, because the 60S only says a couple of months.
3 months, yeah. Yep.
So is this Yolk Crossbar, is this the exact setup, or will it just be something similar to Yolk with?
It'll be a yoke. This is going to be one of the yokes that we're going to use.
Okay.
But it'll be a yoke, and it's going to be, the height is going to be as close to the top of this bar as we can.
What is the stone height bar going to be? 54?
Different for each.
It's different for everybody. I think women are going
48?
to 50.
Yeah, I think it was 50 because the stones aren't.
I think we did 50 and 56. 56 for guys, 50 for
I'll
women.
tell you.
I don't know if this is a...
50-inch
For the women?
for the smaller women, 52 for heavyweight women and super heavyweight women, and then all the men are going to 56.
Yeah, we made them a little lower, a little higher because the stones are light.
Yep.
And you gotta carry them.
I love high stones. so
Yeah,
me too.
me too.
I'm not going to
Fine.
them.
Another wardrobe question. I don't know that I've ever actually seen this in competition, but can women go shirtless using sports bra only on stones?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
God, it's horrible doing that. Have you ever done it? Most awful.
I don't-
doing it.
I can't even wear white shorts.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, can we use our 60S mouth guard still?
Yes, of course.
Oh Jesus.
Hey.
We're not that.
No, I'm going to check
We're
your
checking
mouth.
everybody's mouth. No, that's yes. Again, Impact is also going to be there on site.
The mouth guard place?
The mouth guard guys.
Selling
Oh,
stuff.
They're going to be there. Yeah.
I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
I think that was it for this one.
We're good.
I don't see any more coming in on this one.
Okay. Okay, well,
So,
at this point, if there's
like not, if we didn't touch base on something
Yeah, if we
that
didn't-
you have a question, I'm assuming there's comments that you can leave in the under the video.
yeah,
Yep, this will go up on YouTube in a day. I
This
have to give it a day for Twitch reasons,
Yep.
otherwise I'll get in trouble.
sure. Okay, so
We'll
in
put that out.
in a day or so, there will be a YouTube link available, which we'll share on the Facebook event page, and you'll be able to go back and watch this. And if there's once we post that, if there's any other questions, if there's any requests to see another Q&A video or anything else, I mean, we're not opposed to doing another one of these. So just let us know if there's enough interest. We can definitely do another run through.
Can you, here's another one of the stones. Can the stone be set down and picked back up after a fail?
Yes.
no limit on that? No limit on number of drops?
No, but I mean, yeah, you'll know if you're struggling to pick it back
No,
up. you should
people won't
probably
know, they'll keep doing it. Yeah.
There's a time.
There's a time.
Yeah.
You get your 60 seconds, so you know.
So we have a couple of generic questions on volunteering.
Yep.
Sure.
The first one was very pointed. Somebody's husband had volunteered during the events so that they could be in there.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
we announced it on Facebook.
Yep, I did announce that on Facebook. I'm not, and I also emailed. So you should have had an email about it. But if you had signed up while we couldn't have spectators to be a volunteer, I'm not gonna make you be a volunteer if you don't want to anymore. Now that we can have spectators, so just send me an email and let me know if you would rather be a spectator, and that's fine.
Yeah, and then for those that are remaining volunteers, we need able-bodied people. We need people that are going to be able to. Yeah, you definitely.
Yep, able-bodied people. If you want to come out, if you're going to be there and you want to come out and help, shoot me an email. As a volunteer, you're not going to have to pay the spectator fee.
Yeah.
You know, you get a T-shirt, but we expect you to
Be able to
help,
lift
be able
a
to help and be able
45-pound plate.
to lift things. Basically, yeah. I mean,
If
every
you sign
all
up
of this
to
equipment-
volunteer, it's not a chit chatting.
No, all of the equipment is able to be either rolled or put on a two-wheel dolly
Yeah.
to reset. So
And we will have people who are recording times and expediting, so there are less physical volunteer jobs. So we can definitely accommodate whoever, like whatever in that capacity. I think Tim said we're running the 6 lanes now.
yep, we're running 6 lanes, so we don't need as many. But if you'd like to be a volunteer, this weekend I'm going to run through my list, put people in spots, and if you still want to be a volunteer, just reach out, and I should have a good idea of what spots left I have to fill. Most of them are probably going to be spotters and loaders. So.
This one was very specific, but I'll go ahead and do it anyways. The husband volunteered, and now the spectators are allowed. Can he continue just to volunteer during the session that his wife is not competing in? And should he arrange that with you?
Yes. If he wants to be there to support his wife, like so let's say she's in the AM session, he can be there for the AM session, and he can come help in the PM
Yeah,
session.
so we'll have an AM volunteer list and a PM volunteer list, which is an absolute clusterfuck for us, but that's how it's going to be, because we know people don't have like 12 hours to be helping. Like there are people obviously that can, but if they can't, we'll accommodate the split.
Your email on the Iron Podium site, is that the contact?
Tim
email?
Kovach at gmail.com.
I will put that in here. Is there seating for spectators? And if not, can they bring chairs?
So I will provide seating for the spectators, and that's another reason why I wanted to do the pre-sale, and I am doing the pre-sale, is so I know how many seats that I have to buy.
If you have your own, can they bring it?
No.
Or
I mean,
they're not allowed in there.
Convention center rules, technically they're not allowed. I'm not gonna police it very hard. I know, some athletes want to bring their own chair. I get it. They're probably maybe more comfortable than some of the chairs convention centers provide. So I'm not gonna say you can't, but just know that I plan to have a number of chairs there.
Will there be food, drinks, and stuff for volunteers?
Yeah. Yeah, so with the volunteers, we'll be organising food for them. Like before 2020, we sent out a list of all the judges.
Yep.
We're going to have a meal prep company.
Yeah.
Health junkies are going to provide meals for the
Yep.
judges.
Will there be food for sale for athletes
I
or?
believe there will be food for sale.
Yeah, there's concessions. So
I have to verify that because
they might not have them.
because of COVID, they still might not.
Just a question, just because, I mean, you know how it gets without food all day.
Yeah, no idea.
And I'm assuming it's okay for athletes to pack a cooler? 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
I'm
some
not-
convention centers are kind of goofy about
They are
bringing your own
goofy
food
about
in.
it, but guess what?
They are goofy about it, but everybody's got their specific nutrition that they want to eat,
Yep.
and a convention center concession stand isn't going to have the food that I would want to eat if I were competing. So,
Yeah, just make sure you clean up after yourself.
yeah, clean up after yourself. Don't leave trash all over the place.
And if anybody asks, you've got a health condition and you need to be eating that.
So, really, if you're a competitor, plan on bringing your own food if you want your nutrition to be on point that day.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll have food there, maybe you won't.
Yeah, at this point in time, after our governor loosened the restrictions a little bit, things have changed, and I'm still waiting for certain answers. The convention center didn't have all the answers because they're getting updates from the governor's office, daily and weekly on different things and different changes. So anything could change, and we'll try to make the appropriate announcements when we have better information.
Here's kind of an odd one. If you had an international competitor that could come over and qualify during the year, would they be allowed to compete at USS?
Yeah, I did that.
Well, I mean,
If they qualified and got on a list, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no
Yep.
reason why they couldn't. It doesn't. No.
Well, it depends because it's closed at this point.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but if
they're talking for next year.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're just talking about United States Strongman.
Oh, in general?
actually,
Yeah.
do they? I don't know if they have a rule on that
No,
about being
because
a U.S. citizen.
USS Women's Worlds, there's always,
But that's worlds. That's not a national championship. This is
I don't think Willie would say no to about that, but Willie would be the person
Yeah,
to
Willie.
ask. I mean, I did it when it was North American Strongman, so I don't think Willie would have a problem. If you qualified fairly like everyone else
Yeah.
and then wanted to compete in nationals, I don't think Willie would have a problem. But
I'm
ask
sure
Willie.
I'm sure Willie's watching, so he can
Yeah.
put a comment or something.
Yeah,
Um,
he's at a contest right now. So.
Yeah, we can clarify that and
We
just
can
jump
clarify
up
that.
on
Yeah.
the Q&A.
For future reference, that should probably be listed on the USS website, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I would assume it'd be okay, like
I
you
think
said,
so,
you
Willie,
go
I
through
think-
the,
If you go through the process, I don't see why it'd be a problem.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more. There's a lot of Canadian strongmen for some reason on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a big, I mean, there's quite a few Canadians that come down and compete in USS.
Yeah,
From what I remember.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they're competing in local
And
shows-
Minnesota, I mean, we're not far from the border, so.
We're not
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
I don't see any other ones that we haven't addressed so far that haven't been done. I guess maybe if you want to go over what, if any kind of ideas you have on the venue in terms of restrictions, in terms of how people need to be acting there or anything like that.
So the restrictions that I know that we have right now are we still have to maintain our social distancing of 6 feet. That's going to come into play with seating as well. We have to make sure that we have those spaces. That's why we have also a limited number of athletes that we're allowing. That's why we're only allowing 2 spectators per athlete. There's a difference also that they consider for standing events and sitting events. This is kind of a mixture of the both. So we're trying to kind of navigate that area and the numbers we can have for each of those. So it's a big math equation that we have to figure out and decide if and when we can open things up to accommodate that. Right now, we do have a mask mandate, so you will have to wear a mask. If you're on the platform competing, no, you can take that thing off. I would never want anybody to wear a mask in that situation. So no, but walking around, doing whatever, you have to wear a mask, and they're going to want you to try to maintain that 6 foot social distance, because if somebody does contract it at the event, they're going to want to do contact tracing and all that stuff. So, and we will have hand sanitizing stations around and things like that. So,
Bring your own mask.
yeah, bring your own mask.
Yeah.
If you don't bring your own, if you don't bring your own mask, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have them for you.
And you won't be able to
You won't be
get
able to
into
get in.
venues, so that's not our rule. That's convention center.
Well,
government
that's
rule.
governor shit.
Yeah.
That's a government there.
I just one thing I got, like, as an athlete, when you have your your seat and your area set up, don't have your shit everywhere.
Yeah, we don't want to see a big 20-foot radius of all of your stuff, because that's with the whole social distancing thing. They're going to be expecting to see space between people, and
Well, we don't need people
walking
walking
around and
through
traveling.
tripping
Yeah, they're going to be
and
walking
falling.
through your stuff laying on the floor and kicking it and everything else. So try to keep
Be respectful of everybody else.
Yeah.
That's the shot.
I think that's the most part. I don't see any other ones that feel like we almost covered almost everything we could.
What this might be for a different conversation, but what are the rules as far as like in the athlete area? You got the athletes, are they allowed to have their coach? Are they allowed to have, can anybody be with them in there?
Yeah, the athlete area.
What do you, as long as the 6 feet thing is,
As long as you're maintaining the 6 feet thing, and nobody's gonna see a large congregation of people around that's gonna raise some red flags. You're free to move around and whatever. I don't want to see spectators or coaches on the athlete floor, on the actual competition floor. No, there should be plenty of space available to take video from outside of the athlete area.
I was just going to say video, I didn't know if that was.
Yep. So.
So then, obviously, that applies to handlers as well, essentially coach, handler, whatever you like to call it.
Yeah, coach, handler, you're not allowed on the athlete floor. I'm not going to allow you to stand next to them like when they're doing farmers and carrying and yelling at them and stuff like that. No, you're not.
Do it from the
Do
spectator
it from the spectator area.
I guess this one is more line, running back to like 2019, or even 2020 at the convention center for the winter assault. Is this going to be shared with any other spot in the convention center, or is this going to be a room mostly dedicated towards this?
This whole room is just for us. It's in Hall A, which is the bottom level. So you're going to go all the way down to the bottom. And there's going to be nobody below us to complain about noise or anything else like that. So we basically have 75,000 square feet, and it's 100,000 square foot convention center. It's going to be draped off. So the area behind the area that's draped off, I think that might be the athlete area. I have to do one more look and layout for lanes and how much space we have to have them off to the side. Because maybe we'll just do that so everybody's in the same space and make it easier to watch and pay attention to what's going on.
Do you have an official hotel yet?
Yeah.
Anything like that?
Yeah, the Hilton Minneapolis is the official hotel. It's been posted, since basically 2019 on the USS website, also on the Facebook event page. There's a direct link to get to the special rate that I negotiated for this event. It's a very nice hotel. It also has, I believe it's the only hotel in the area that also has a sauna, which you guys and women that are trying to make weight, that's going to be important for you. You're going to want access to that. So, and it's also connected by Skyway, so it's a short walk, basically from your room right into the convention center. You don't even have to go outside to get there. And there's a lot of things around there, restaurants and stuff. So it's in a pretty convenient location.
I'm sure this is posted in the event details as well, but since you touched on that, weightings, 24-hour?
24-hour weigh-ins, yep. And they're going to be, right now, and I don't think anything's going to change, but they're going to be just outside of Hall A in the Hall A lobby. So we'll have that set up. We'll have curtains set up for people who have to, strip down and make weight, and it should all be set up there. And then we are also working on the possibility of doing both a in-person and live stream of the actual rules meeting. This wasn't an official rules meeting. This was a Q&A session to just get you comfortable with the rules so you know what we're expecting. And
hopefully less questions.
And hopefully less questions on the actual rules meeting days, so we can get that finished for you. You guys can eat, sleep, whatever you want to do.
Obviously, you'll be capable of establishing national records here, similar to what they did with the winter assault here.
There's no national records to establish here.
Oh,
There's no max.
There's no max anyway.
or rather you can break USS records at this competition, but you have to weigh within the subclass when you weigh in.
There's no records to be broke at this competition. There's no
Yeah,
max.
there's no max.
The only ones are max log, max axle, max weight, and then there's max deadlift and max 18-inch max weight, and there's
We
none
don't
of
have
that.
any of those guys.
And then there's max farmer's hold. We don't have any of that. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Happy training.
Maybe shout out the sponsors before you go one last time. I'm gonna try to throw up some of their links in here too. The logos have been going off across not only the top, but as well as the ones that you see down below.
Yeah, of course, our title sponsor, Strength Shop USA. They provide the farmers, and they're just a good brand. They have some equipment, a lot of supportive stuff. Titan Fitness is providing the logs and the axles. Omni Fitness is providing the deadlift bars. Cerberus sandbags, we're using the Cerberus sandbags. Kegs, they're a keg. And then, stones are stones. It's going to be from a combination of myself making them and a couple other people. So that's those. We also have, of course, Impact mouth guards, Manimal wrist wraps, Evo Sport, Ladylike AF, Femin Fierce, and we are just bringing on Chad Coy's strength captain, and we will be making an announcement on that most likely tomorrow, so you can see what that service is all about. Some really cool stuff coming from Chad.
And then huge
Advanced.
thanks to this guy for doing
Yes.
our live stream.
Absolutely.
So, Adam, can we guys like to shout out Dirk Strong as well?
Yeah, go for it, Ken.
What do you want me to say?
Oh,
Dirk
Dirk
Strong, which I know you guys have some exciting stuff as well. You
Yeah.
got set up with Strength League, right? You guys are running a program with them as well.
Yep. So we're strength league coaches, along with several other athletes that are working with Strength League, and then we also have our own business, Dirk Strong. We do online programming for really any type of health or fitness goal. A majority of our clients are competitive athletes, and generally they are strong man, strong woman. But we
How
do
many pros do you
everything.
have?
Currently 11.
11 pro athletes.
Yeah. So online programming, and then if anybody's local, we live in Wisconsin, but anybody local, we also do in-person personal training.
You guys have a facility out there, right?
Yeah, we have a private right at our house. So if anybody's local or within a radius that wants to come out and train for the day, feel free to shoot us a message.
Now, I would be remiss if I didn't ask, do you have any competitive goals here coming up soon?
We're going to be competing at North Dakota's Strongest Man. We have 22 athletes of ours doing that, so we're jumping in with them. And then we got a pro show in Seattle. What was the name of that?
The Rainier
Classic.
Rainier Classic.
Yeah.
We got that in August, both of us. Right now, I think that's it. Plan for now.
Just curious, you ever plan on going after that 105 world record again?
No.
The deadlift?
No, that ship sailed.
That's done.
No more than 5.
No more cutting.
That was way too hard of a weight cut for me. That wasn't fun.
Oh, here's one, again, this one's a little bit late with the tacky and the masks. I think you could probably just sum this up. Once you begin the process of applying tacky and
That's a
everything
good
like
question. That's a real
Don't
That's a good
worry
question.
about the mask. or-
That is a good question. Yeah. No,
Shit.
we're not gonna. No, but you're just gonna have to do your best to maintain your social distance at that point, because that would be a huge mess.
Well, I suppose once you're tackied up, you're going to be in the tarped area.
You'll be in the tarped
So
area.
maybe
and
if
you
you're
should
in the
be-
tarped
you should be
area,
lined
which
up.
is on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Then you can have it off, but maybe just maintain.
We might
your-
have some expediters in that area to make sure that, we don't want, 75 fucking athletes in the topped area together. There's no need to be putting your tacky on an hour before you're gonna run, so.
Nope, you'll want to time that up good. And
We're
again,
not going to be, Nazis about that.
Yeah.
Like, do your best.
Yeah.
No,
You
yeah,
get it?
do your best. but
Everybody's
just
in the
realize
same boat. We're gonna.
It is still a mask mandate, so.
So
Distance.
general idea is move a set amount of athletes into the tarped area at any given time,
Yeah.
allow them to tacky it before they clean up, and then kind of
Yeah.
rotate them as much as you can.
Uh-huh.
we're gonna try to do the best as we can for everybody. So, big thanks also to Shield Wall Strength. He's got a great setup here, and I think it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, this is some professional setup here.
Yeah, this is
He went above and beyond for this live stream for us. So.
super.
Hey, well, you know what they say, if you can't compete, you just do whatever the hell else you want. Not all of us are meant to do this, but some of us just love the sport enough to go out of our way.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good?
Unless you have anything else, any other plugs?
We got nothing else.
Any Instagram handles, anything like that, the normal, you know, what you see.
I mean,
every
the
single
biggest thing
YouTube
is
video.
the biggest thing is to follow the event page on Facebook because we can field questions through there. Big Time's real happy. Timmy's real happy to take questions via email anytime. Be kind to him. He's a real angry man. Generally.
He's old.
He's old and just curmudgeon us. Just angry. Anything could happen. And by Nationals, he's gonna be brutal.
Don't ask him a stupid question because he'll let you know.
Yeah. That's just how he is.
Don't take it personal though.
Yeah, never. Treats everyone the same.
So you know, continue to ask your questions. Continue to send them in. The Facebook event page is a great place to do it because I'm sure there's a lot of people that have the same questions, and if we answer it there, other people will see. But you also have to make sure that you're following the Facebook event page. Big thing. Anybody who has not signed up for an Iron Podium account, and you have been registered for Nationals through Get Me Registered, please go over there and sign up to Iron Podium so we can get you incorporated into that list. We want to have just one list, you know, before we get in there, and that's going to make it easier to find out if we can open it up to any more athletes. So you're just, you know, you're going to be helping your other athletes be able to compete if you get over there and sign up as soon as you can.
If you're not, be responsible and get it done.
Yeah, get it done.
So I threw your website up here in the chat.
Thank you.
If you were somebody that was watching this and maybe wanted to, I don't know, peak for this competition or something like that,
Yeah.
would you still have spots available?
I think we are full right now, but it changes monthly. Every once in a while we
Send
get
an
an open
email
spot.
flyer
Yeah.
and see when
Yeah,
you can,
email.
when you can get in there. And,
And if somebody has general questions on training, like we always
Yeah.
just answer them for people. So
We do have a stone program available.
yeah.
Yeah, fun story. My first person that ever gave me any advice at my very first competition was you.
No
You were
shit.
sitting backstage. I had no idea who you were.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out what shoes to wear for a farmer's event. I was putting on my Holy Lifters. You were like, oh, don't do that.
Well, I'm glad I helped.
That's not a good idea. You're like, you got anything else other than that? I was like, oh, I got Converse. You're like, yeah, because. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I ended up getting crushed by that thing. It was great. I still tell people about that to this day because you're one of the few professionals I've ever met in real life at this point.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So yeah, I guess in closing, if your name is not in the right spot on the athlete list, don't freak out. We have you down. I know that there are some problems with that list. Now that registration is closed because we're at our cap, we're going to be working to get everything trued up. One list on Iron Podium, get everybody in the right spots, and then we'll reach out to everybody and ask you to check that list, make sure you're in the right spot, and if you're not, you'll contact me, and we'll make those adjustments and get you where you need to be. So just a little bit of patience. We're working through it, but this Iron Podium platform is going to help us on contest day to update scores on a pretty rapid basis, and it'll just be good. You'll be able to see where you're sitting basically shortly after every event is entered in there.
If you were on the wait list to try to get in,
Yeah.
because registration is closed,
Yeah.
how are those individuals going to be contacted if a spot opens up for
You have to give me a good email, and I'll shoot you an email and let you know. And you also, when you send me an email, make sure you tell me what division, what class, and you have to tell me what your qualifying contest is. Don't send me an email if you haven't qualified yet.
Perfect.
Anything else? Are we good?
Put this on there. Thank you everybody that hung
us today, and we'll catch you later.
All right, thanks guys.